As 2022 comes to a conclusion and 2023 is on the horizon, this means it's time to prepare for the upcoming year. I did this exact video for my investment plan for 2022, and I plan on continuing this for the upcoming years. Like any good investment plan, I must start by reviewing my finances. When creating a plan, you must also remember that nothing is set in stone and things can always change, such as last year. I had a change in housing, so all of a sudden I had to incorporate rent, groceries, and bills into my budget. So just set in guidelines and remember the future is unknown, and you cannot fully predict what is happening for the upcoming year, but you can prepare yourself best. My main plan and goal for building my investment portfolio in 2023 is simplification. Overall, reflecting on the last year or two of my investing and how I have handled my finances, I believe I have probably lost out on money when trying too hard to attempt to do what others call picking the winner. My goal for 2023 is not to destroy the market and bring in massive returns at a higher risk, but to build my wealth monthly over an extended period of time with a lower risk. In terms of building my portfolio, currently I sit around 20% cash and 80% in stocks. My goal for 2023 is to move the portfolio to around 40% cash and 60% stocks, and the reasoning for this will be explained later on in the video. When setting up my investment goals for 2023, I'm looking at two main factors, which is risk and reward. And with this on my mind, we can go into the first part of my investment plan, and that is stocks and ETFs. I make videos on my portfolio and monthly updates, but to refresh, currently my stock portfolio is over $20,000. I understand my risk tolerance, and as someone who has a large chunk of their money in stocks, this year, that I have had a rough year in terms of returns, I have continued to learn about how willing I am to expose myself to more volatile, risky investments, such as stocks. As 2022 progressed, I continued to move away from individual stocks and shifted my focus to more broad market, dividend diversified ETFs. This can be seen with my decision to open up a Vanguard account and only purchasing into two ETFs, which were VAS, which provides low-cost, broadly diversified exposure to Australian companies, and Property Trust, listed on the Australian Security Exchange. It also offers potential long-term capital growth, along with dividend income and franking credits. I paired this with VGS, which provides exposure to many of the world's largest companies listed in major developed countries. It offers low-cost access to a broadly diversified range of securities that allows investors to participate in the long-term growth potential of international economies outside of Australia. The ETF is exposed to the fluctuating values of foreign currencies, as there will not be any hedging on foreign currencies to the Australian dollar as well. The goal for my stock portfolio is to grow my Vanguard account to around $10,000 in 2023. This would mean adding around $7,000 in the upcoming year. This is very attainable with my new job and my more stable living situation, making it easier to save and invest larger sums of money. My other portfolio sits at around $17,000 and is invested in a range of US stocks from Apple to Microsoft to Costco and so on. I still hold around $7,000 in a Vanguard ETF called VOO, which tracks the S&P 500 and offers me more diversification in that portfolio. The goal for this portfolio is to get it to around $20,000 in 2023. With stocks hopefully rebounding and having a better year, this should be attainable, plus my growing dividends with each little bit helping. Overall, this would mean my stock portfolio would be sitting around $30,000 by the end of 2023. The next part of my investment plan for 2023 is to put real focus into growing my savings. With high interest rates, I plan to use these to my advantage in terms of moving some of my money into a savings account and growing that balance whilst rates are high and I can get high interest payments with no risk. Assessing my past years financially, one place that I see most room for improvement is my savings. You see lots of people really encouraging young investors to put a majority of their money into more risky investments as they still have a long investing horizon in front of them. And this is potentially true, but it can also be disheartening for young investors when you have a rough year, when the market trades down, and seeing your hard-earned money early on in your career melt away. Not having a reasonable sum of money saved up opens you to the fear of having to sell out of investments in the short term at potential unideal times to access cash, or just overall worry about whether you'll be able to afford and pay for things. And this is really a burden I want to lift off my shoulders for the upcoming year. The main goals I plan to focus on when growing my savings are building towards a house deposit and growing my emergency fund and a vacation fund for 2024. The next part of my investment plan for 2023 is in regarding with business ventures. I plan to invest more time and money into business ventures for this upcoming year. I started this as just something fun after watching other creators document their investing and wealth generation process, and thought it was something that I was interested in and could potentially do for myself for some fun and help hold myself accountable on my journey. I also understood that there is a potential to make money and build a potential stream of income, so as my channel starts growing a little bit more and my videos start reaching more people, I plan to continue on my journey and upload at least 52 videos in 2023, which is a video a week, while still uploading my shorts. I've also recently created a website, which I'll link in the bio if you want to take a look at. I plan on making a video on my process of creating it and why I did so, but as a quick summary, I've wanted to create one for a while and wanted to learn to do this and the process that goes into it of making one, which is a skill I can take to future ventures or projects I undertake, and as well as I can hopefully grow this business ventures and reach more people. The next part of my investment portfolio I want to focus on is what I touched on earlier, and that is housing. I plan to save and build up a reasonable deposit for a house, hopefully in the beginning of 2025. And as the journey for that starts now, currently I'm renting, which is not ideal because it means money going out and paying for someone else's mortgage. But what can you really do? You can't just not have a roof over your head, so it's an expense I understand. My rent will more than likely increase to around $250 a week for the upcoming year, which is around $1,000 a month or $12,000 a year, which is a chunk out of my paycheck. This might be a decent amount, but where I live allows me to be close enough to work, university, and family and friends, making it more convenient. Another part of my investment plan is my continuation at university whilst I work on finishing my degree. As I grow my student debt and move another year closer to finishing my degree in economics and finance, I plan to continue my study full-time whilst doing some summer subjects to catch up and hopefully complete my degree sooner than later, allowing me to be more qualified and apply for jobs and opportunities that interest me, whilst I continue getting real work experience, and I'm about a year and a half in, and I will hopefully be finishing my degree near the end or middle of 2024. The final part I wanted to focus on is arguably the most important part of my investment plan for 2023, and that is investing in myself. Investing in my health is something that I wanted to do this year and went up and down as I lost weight, gained weight, was healthy and got unhealthy as I went through periods of the year. I went through periods where I was consistently in the gym and being fit, to periods of being injured and not being as active as I hoped. I have already started on this part because realistically, this is a plan for 2023, but it's better to start things now than just to wait for January the 1st, before you start getting things in order. As I get my health more in order, I wanted to focus more on my diet. I will be investing more time and money into what foods I eat, as I would say, I'm quite an active person, but my diet lets me down, whether it's overeating or potentially eating the wrong stuff. To invest in my well-being more, I've also planned to save for a holiday, as I've just entered my 20s and the reality of being able to travel and get out of my own city becomes more available, so saving a bit more for the rare short trip, whilst also saving for my expensive holiday, which will hopefully be around 2024. Taking trips from work is important, and getting out. Yes, I know I preach about saving and I want to save as much money as I can now while I'm young, but it's also good to get out for your mental health and to meet new people and experience new things. Hopefully this video helped look into what I will be organizing and planning for my financials and life in 2023 with my investment plan. Leave your thoughts on my plan and what else you would include, and leave a like and subscribe for more business and finance related content.